Use play to learn more about your child's needs. Benefits of sensory. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch all play a role in building a child's understanding of the world. Comfort zone. Challenging our kids to expand their comfort zone by incorporating things that encourage them to think, adapt, create. Techniques of less distractions. Understanding and addressing these distractions can create a more supportive environment for the children. Support and communication. Kids that have special needs often experience communication difficulties, which can manifest in both verbal and nonverbal contexts. Impact on siblings. To have a sibling with special needs can pose certain challenges. There are also many positive benefits that come with this experience. Behavior management and home. The way you give effective directions can be just as important as what you are trying to communicate. Parents, time for a break. When parents don't take breaks and prioritize self care, they run the risk of failing to accomplish their biggest goal, raising healthy, happy kids. Resources. Finding information and support for special needs kids. There are many options available. The benefits of sensory play. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch all play a role in building a child's understanding of the world. Sensory play can benefit the development of cognitive growth, language development, motor skills, fine and gross, problem solving, social, and emotional awareness. Play is an essential learning tool for any child, stimulating brain power and the development of other critical life skills. For children with special needs, the benefits can be even greater, as they allow them to focus on areas where they might need a little extra help while having fun in the process. Parents can make social play more enjoyable to the child by doing activities they know their child will enjoy and support their skill set. Developing emotional regulation strategies. To support emotional learning, parents can employ emotion regulation strategies. These might include visual aids, use emotion cards to help children identify and articulate their feelings, and safe spaces. Allocate an area where children can go to calm down and practice emotional self regulation. To support emotional learning, parents can employ emotion regulation strategies. These might include visual aids and safe places. Self awareness exercises is the ability to recognize and understand one's own emotions, drives, and their effects on others. Effective coping strategies for negative feelings can include guided imagery or relaxation techniques to calm the mind and body. Help your child create a toolbox of strategies, such as comforting object or a list of favorite activities they can turn to when feeling overwhelmed. You can create a feelings chart with faces expressing different emotions, letting your child point to what resonates with their current mood. Activities like mindful breathing and body scans can aid in recognizing physical sensations linked to emotions, promoting a greater understanding of their internal state. Building confidence and coping strategies. To build confidence in children, establish routines that include small tasks they can complete independently, reinforcing a sense of accomplishment. Effective coping strategies for negative feelings can include guided imagery or relaxation techniques to calm the mind and body. Help your child create a toolbox of strategies. Praise specific actions to foster self esteem. You did a great job getting dressed by yourself today. Encourage them to express themselves creatively through art or music, which offers an outlet for emotions and bolsters confidence in their abilities. Activities at home. Games that involve using the small muscles in the hands and fingers can greatly benefit children with special needs by improving their hand-eye coordination and dexterity. Being able to manipulate objects with their precision helps with many tasks involved in daily living, are a really useful tool for promoting a sense of wonder and encouraging children to use their senses to explore and discover. They can also help with the development of fine motor skills. In INF2F, hosts a Pinterest board on sensory items and activities that give many ideas and instructions on how to put together sensory boxes, ball pits, calm down bottles, and more. Comfort zone. Human beings often seek to stay in their comfort zone, most of us at least. What makes a comfort zone? While the details differ for each person, the principles are universal. Experiences, things we enjoy, familiarity, things we perform well at, etc. While this is relevant for adults, it's even more relevant for children, especially with special needs. For children with special needs, we're constantly pushing them outside their comfort zones, especially from an educational and social standpoint. Remember, specific support needed before and after the activity to keep safety and stress monitored. There may need to be quiet time and rest time after the activity is completed. When a child's sensory system is overwhelmed, they can feel unsafe. Respect sensory needs and be mindful of potential triggers. For some children with special needs, this experience is due to their heightened sensitivity to sensory stimuli. In crowded or noisy environments, they may struggle to filter out background noise, making it difficult to focus on important cues or stay alert to potential dangers. They may also have difficulty understanding the social cues of others and interpreting nonverbal language, which can lead to misunderstandings and feelings of vulnerability. Using inclusive sensory strategies can help all children succeed and thrive, not just kids with autism. Be generous with sensory breaks in quiet areas. Incorporating sensory breaks into the daily routine and offering quiet areas provides children that have special needs give them the opportunities to retreat, self-regulate, and reset their sensory systems. Provide noise-canceling aids. Whether it's noise-canceling headphones, earmuffs, or earplugs, make sure you have these handy for kids who need to block out unwanted noises to focus on the task at hand. Ensure your space is sensory friendly. Use sound-absorbing materials like carpets, curtains, acoustic tile, and dim lights to promote a calming, sensory-friendly environment. Here are some tips. When we encourage a child to communicate by requesting something or answering a question, we are challenging them and sometimes expanding that challenge. We do this within a meaningful relationship around an activity that they're choosing to participate in. If they want to be tickled, tossed in the air, or they want the toy off the shelf, those are still their comfort zones. We are simply challenging them to expand their comfort zone by incorporating things that encourage them to think, adapt, create. We're doing this within their comfort zone, within their activity, within their meaningful, trusting, respectful relationships. Once we have established that we are there to support the child's needs and work within their comfort zone, a meaningful, nurturing relationship develops. Then we can push the boundaries of the comfort zone. We expand. We challenge the child to do something that is subtly different and difficult. When the child climbs up the ladder for the first time in search of their favorite toy that we put up there, they've done something new, expanding their comfort zone from within their comfort zone. Techniques for less distractions. Children with special needs can experience various types of distractions, which can differ based on their specific conditions. Parents can use techniques to draw attention to the people in their environment by drawing attention to faces and action. If you want to manage your child's distractibility, you must manage your own strong reactions and respond in a calm, systematic way. Understanding and addressing these distractions can create a more supportive environment for children with special needs. Here are some common distractions and ways to manage them. Visual distractions. Using minimalistic and organized spaces can help reduce these distractions. Bright colors, cluttered environments, and excessive decorations can be overwhelming. Auditory distractions. Soft music or white noise can sometimes help, but it's important to tailor this to the child's preferences. Loud noises or constant background sounds can be disruptive. Sensory distractions. Children with sensory processing issues might be distracted by certain textures, lights, or smells. Providing sensory tools like fidget toys or weighted blankets can help them stay focused. Movement distractions. Some children may need to move frequently, which can be distracting in a traditional classroom setting. Allowing for movement breaks or using tools like exercise bands on chairs can help manage this need. Task distractions. Difficulty in focusing on tasks can be common. Breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps and using visual schedules can help maintain focus. Here are tips for helping distracted children. Limit media distractions in your home. Many children are not as good at filtering out noise as adults are. This means that having the television on while your child is trying to do her activities may interfere with her ability to concentrate. This said, some children do better with some background noise or even TV. You know your child best. Work with him or her to find the balance to navigate possible distractions. Bear in mind, however, that video games can often lead kids to lose time if they are overly immersed in these activities. Encourage your child to break big assignments and tasks into smaller and more manageable ones. This is strategy This strategy is very overlooked and underused. Distracted kids will feel more motivated by small successes versus big failures. Support in communication. Challenges in verbal and nonverbal communication. Kids that have special needs often experience communication difficulties, which can manifest in both verbal and nonverbal contexts. For verbal communication, they may have trouble using and understanding language. Nonverbal communication hurdles might include interpreting body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, which are critical for successful social communication. These challenges can vary widely from individual to individual. Let your child to lead. They don't have to use words to tell you what they do and don't like. Recognize their verbal and nonverbal communication and how they respond to yours. Many children with special needs are nonverbal or have severe speech and social delays. When this is the case, it can be hard for parents to make a connection. This can be extraordinarily difficult as it's hard to know what your child needs, wants, or feels. Discover ways to use positive communication such as praise, imitation, description, and active listening to interact with your child. Important to learn what works best for the child and build on that. For those who find traditional speech challenging, augmentative and alternative communication technologies methods offer vital means of expression. This can range from picture exchange systems to speech generating devices. Empower kids by giving them a voice through which they can convey their needs, thoughts, and feelings more effectively, enhancing their social interaction with everyone. Kids have transformative impact of incorporating technology in learning environments to support them with communication challenges. Here are some tips. If the child says or sign behaviors help and hands the parent a toy, the parent can reward this by fixing the toy for the child and giving it back. For the future, the child may know by communicating help with a specific toy will help them to get their toy fixed. Structure. Set their schedule for success when possible. Consider time of the day for appointments. Balance difficult and desired activities. Impact on siblings. Having a sibling with special needs can have a significant impact on family dynamics. While it can bring unique challenges, it can also be an opportunity for growth, empathy, and understanding. The benefits of having a special needs sibling. While having a sibling with special needs can pose certain challenges, there are also many positive benefits that come with this experience. Here are just a few of the benefits. Increased empathy. Growing up with a sibling with special needs can help children develop greater empathy and understanding toward people with disabilities. Closer family bonds. Families who have a child with special needs often report feeling closer and more connected to each other as they work together to support their loved one. Greater communication for diversity. Having a sibling with special needs can expose children to different ways of thinking and being, helping them develop greater acceptance and appreciation for diversity. The challenges of having a special needs sibling. While there are many benefits to having a special needs sibling, there are also some unique challenges that families may face. Here are some of the most common challenges. Increased caregiving responsibilities. Families with special needs siblings often have additional caregiving responsibilities that can be time consuming and emotionally taxing. Financial strain. Depending on the severity of the disability, families may face additional financial burdens related to medical care, therapy, or specialized equipment. Social isolation. Children with special needs may have difficulty making friends or participating in social activities, which can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness for the family. Impact on siblings. Having a special needs sibling can be both challenging and rewarding. While it can pose unique challenges for families, it can also be an opportunity for growth, empathy, and understanding. By seeking out support, prioritizing self care, advocating for their child's needs, and utilizing education and therapy resources, families can navigate these challenges with greater ease and confidence. Practical tips for navigating the challenges. While the challenges of having a special needs sibling can be daunting, there are many practical tips and solutions that families can use to navigate these difficulties. Here are some ideas. Seek out support. Joining a support group can help families connect with others who understand their experiences and offer valuable advice and encouragement. Create a routine. Establishing a regular routine for caregiving responsibilities can help reduce stress and create a sense of predictability for everyone in the family. Prioritize self care. Caregiving can be emotionally and physically exhausting, so it's important for family members to prioritize their own self care needs. This might mean taking time for hobbies, exercise, or relaxation. Encourage inclusion. Encouraging siblings with special needs to participate in social activities or join clubs can help them feel more included and connected. Advocate for your child. As a parent or caregiver, it's important to advocate for your child's needs at school, in medical settings, and in other areas of life. This might involve working with teachers or doctors to ensure that your child receives appropriate accommodations or treatment. Social interaction games provide wonderful opportunities for kids with special needs to develop social skills like empathy, cooperation, and communication. Playing games together fosters connections and understanding between siblings. The key is finding games that kids enjoy and that provide opportunities for positive social interactions. Playing together builds community, self confidence, and essential life skills. Social games are an impactful way for kids with special needs to connect with their siblings and gain social competencies. Some examples of games include charades. This classic game encourages nonverbal communication, creativity, and teamwork. Players act out different words and phrases while their teammates try to guess what they are. Charades helps kids read social cues. Heads up. For this popular app game, players hold a card up to their forehead with a word they can't see. Teammates give clues to help the player guess the word. Heads up promotes perspective taking as kids try to view things from another angle. Go Fish. This classic card game teaches turn taking, conversation skills, handling winning, losing, and patience. Kids learn to engage with others, ask questions, and work together cooperatively. The back and forth interactions are great for social development. Behavior management at home. ABCs, as its acronym in English indicates, is a fundamental concept used to understand and analyze behavior. It helps practitioners and therapists identify patterns and factors that influence behavior. Antecedents, preceding factors that make a behavior more or less likely to occur. Another more familiar term for this is triggers. Learning and anticipating antecedents is an extremely helpful tool in preventing misbehavior. Antecedents, the good and the bad, antecedents come in many forms. Some prop up bad behavior, others are helpful tools that help parents manage potentially problematic behaviors before they begin and bolster good behavior. Behaviors, the specific actions you are trying to encourage or discourage. Behavior management is to identify target behaviors. These behaviors should be specific, so everyone is clear on what is expected, observable and measurable, so everyone can agree whether the behavior happened. Consequences, the result that naturally or logically follow a behavior. Consequences, positive or negative, affect the likelihood of a behavior reoccurring, and the more immediate the consequence, the more powerful it is. Creating effective consequences. Not all consequences are created equal. Some are an excellent way to create structure and help kids understand the difference between acceptable behaviors and unacceptable behaviors, while others have the potential to do more harm than good. As a parent, having a strong understanding of how to intelligently and consistently use consequences can make all the difference. Behavior management at home. One of the most important keys to minimizing problem behavior is making sure that children understand the message you are trying to send. When it comes to parenting, sometimes the way you give effective directions can be just as important as what you are trying to communicate. Here are some ways to present information to your children so they are more likely to listen and obey. Be direct. Make statements instead of asking questions. Please sit down instead of, are you ready to do your homework? Be close. Give directions when you are near the child instead of calling from across the room. Use clear, specific commands. Instead of saying, go ahead, say, please go and start your reading homework. Give age appropriate directions. Talk to your child at a level he or she can understand. If your child is younger, keep things simple and use words he or she knows. Please pick up the ball. With older children who are often very aware that they are no longer babies, it is important to be clear without being condescending. Give instructions one at a time, especially for children with attention problems. Try to avoid giving a series of instructions, such as put your slippers on, grab your lunch from the kitchen, and meet me in the hall. Keep explanations simple. Giving a rationale can increase the likelihood that children will listen to a command, but not if the command gets lost in it. For example, go put your coat on because it's raining and I don't want you to catch a cold. Instead, try it's raining and I don't want you to catch a cold. Go put your coat on. Give children time to process. After giving an instruction, wait a few seconds without repeating what has been said. Children then learn to listen to calm instructions given once rather than learning that they don't need to listen because instructions will be repeated. Watching and waiting also helps prevent adults from doing what we have asked our children to do. Parents, time for a break. Special needs parenting isn't easy, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. If you're feeling overwhelmed and struggling to make it through each day, now is the time to seek help. Start by checking in with your local school district or early intervention agency to find out what's available to families with special needs children. You may quickly find groups, services, and even counseling options to help you manage your time, energy, and emotions so you can be there for your family and yourself. A few other ways to take care of yourself include respite care. You can apply for in-home or out-of-the-home respite care to get a much-needed break from caregiving. Be open to counseling. Many parents of children with kids that have special needs benefit from counseling. You may find yourself experiencing several waves of grief over time and need support. And if you have a partner, the extra time and attention your child needs can put a strain on your relationship that counseling can help with. Try weekend groups. Look for weekend groups at your local library, community center, or church that can give you some much needed you time while also benefiting your child. Online special needs parenting groups. Develop a strong support system. Ask yourself, who among my friends and families can I share information about my child and their diagnosis so that they can better support us? What kind of professional help would most benefit my child right now? Don't forget to take care of yourself too. If you find yourself getting increasingly upset and you're with another adult who can supervise your child, it's perfectly okay to take a little break to calm down. Learn and get more ideas. When it comes to finding resources and support for special needs kids, there are many options available. Indiana Family to Family provides information, training, and one-on-one support to families of children and youth with additional health and education needs and the professionals who serve them. INF2F offer fact sheets that simplify the information and help you connect easily to the source. Also available in Spanish. INF2F Pinterest. Sensory items and activities that give you many ideas and instructions. In INF2F Pinterest, you will find some suggestions to help parents and caregivers find the right support for their child at home with information, games, and activities. Hands in Autism Indiana, Indiana University. Specific sensory kits to order based on age. Hands in Autism Indiana are focused on children that have autism, offering information, resources, and kits that is beneficial for the parents and kids. AWS Foundation, specific resources for sensory kits. AWS Foundation's mission is to help children and adults with enduring intellectual, developmental, and physical disabilities live as independently as possible, be included in the community, and function at their highest potential. CDC Practice Parenting Skills Communication. CDC offered essential free online information for parenting toddlers and preschoolers. The purpose of the resource is to provide as much information as possible on things you can do to build a positive, healthy relationship.